Welcome once again to Nation of Immigrants. I'm your host, Jacob Tingen. I'm excited to be talking to you today. We had some interesting news come out over the weekend regarding DACA, and DACA, of course, is a very popular initiative, very popular immigration program. People across the board generally like and agree with DACA, and it got a big win. So we're going to be talking about that after the intro.
You're listening to Nation of Immigrants.
America is a nation of immigrants.
A podcast about U.S. immigration law with your host, Jacob Tingen.
Okay, so like I said, we'd be talking about DACA. As you well know, the Trump administration tried to end DACA. It's unclear exactly what the posture was involved in DACA, whether the idea was to end the program or to force Congress to act. But either way, Congress didn't act. DACA was set to expire, and it was saved by the Supreme Court this last summer. And what's interesting is when the Supreme Court said, no, we can't rescind it because the rescission of DACA was done unlawfully. The Trump administration didn't follow the right steps to rescind it. They said it's got to move forward as is, until you guys can rescind it appropriately. So immediately, all the good immigration attorneys I know, we set a timer and said, well, how long is it going to be before the Trump admin, throws a wrench into accepting new DACA applications and putting DACA the way it was before. And so what ended up happening was there was a memo issued shortly thereafter by Chad Wolf, who is the acting DHS secretary, and basically said, look, we need to consider what the Supreme Court said. We need to look at all of the rulemaking process. We need to take a look at things. And he said, so we're going to keep accepting renewal applications, but we are going to pause the new initial applications. And so that remains paused, and it was paused to this day. The issue is the acting DHS secretary, Chad Wolf, did he have authority to do that? And that's what happened in this case, and that a judge made a decision about over the weekend, basically saying that, well, Chad Wolf does not have the authority to do this because he was not placed as the DHS secretary. And so it was a Saturday ruling. Says there have been previous questions over the legality of Wolf's appointment, and now they're pushing to get him confirmed legally as the official DHS secretary. Interestingly, even though there's only 2 months left to President Trump's term, given the Biden victory. So this is all interesting because we've got this group of kids who could have applied for deferred action in this 3-year period, who haven't been able to take advantage of the DACA program because earlier they weren't old enough to apply. And then when they became old enough to apply, well, then we were no longer accepting new initial applications. So we've got this large body of people that could be contributing to our economy. People overwhelmingly support DACA, and it's being held up. Well, now with this court decision, presumably USCIS should be accepting new DACA applications. But they tend to be a little slow to make these kinds of changes. And if you check the DACA page at uscis.gov, it still doesn't have any information. Of course, this decision came out on a Saturday. It's Monday at noon. Who knows how long it will take them to adjust the information on this page. Hopefully, what we will see is that USCIS will begin again to take DACA applications. What's more likely to happen is I imagine that DHS will try to throw some other kind of wrench into this process and prevent the will of the people and the judiciary from taking effect. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of days as updates come out. We might jump into another Nation of Immigrants update midweek, but we'll likely just see you guys next week and keep talking about DACA, keep talking about some of these immigration issues. Thanks again for listening and for watching. Please follow me at jacobtingen.com. You can find our legal services at tingenwilliams.com. And, of course, we're always happy to serve and help you. And any of you, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. More on DACA soon to come. Thanks.
Thank you for listening to Nation of Immigrants.
America is a nation of immigrants.
Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Watch the live stream on YouTube and Facebook, or visit jacobtingen.com to learn more.